because you actually have a real interest in the sport. There's a real interest in the sport and no problem if you don't, guys, no problem. I give you props for being at the camp. Right? If you don't have a real interest in it and you're still here at the camp, I give you props for that. Right? So I'm going to explain for you guys that have a real interest in the sport where this technique came from. Okay, so back in the mid 80s, okay, there's a guy, his name's Alexander Fedzayev, right? He's a Russian guy. And this Alexander Fedzayev is one of the best technicians in the world. Right? Best technicians in the world. So Coach Jordan was really interested in technique. Right? He's looking at technique, trying to figure out what the best technique was out there in the country, right? Trying to be on the cutting edge of technique in the sport. So he called USA Wrestling and said, hey, who are the best technicians in the world? And USA Wrestling kind of laughed and said, well, Jeff, it's Dave Schultz. And I said, well, I don't need Dave Schultz's stuff. I have Dave Schultz's stuff. He was my college coach. I've been with Schultz for 3 years. And he goes, well, who's the next best technician in the world? Right? And they said, well, it's a Russian guy. His name's Alexander. And Coach Jordan said, Fedzayev. He goes, yeah, 100%. He goes, well, Alexander Fedzayev, he was a 4-time world champ, won the Olympics twice, right? Very, very, very tough individual. Very tough. Right? Now, he did this technique. Head outside single, rotate double. Right? Head outside single, rotate double. Right? Back in the mid-80s, guys, he crushed people with this technique. He was so smooth on his transition and pulling a guy down, pulling a guy to the mat. Now in freestyle, you guys, okay, let's think about this. So freestyle, when he did the technique, all right, in order to score points in freestyle, what do you have to have? Like the point systems, right? So in folk style, we wrestle folk style. What technique do you, what positions do you guys need to have? Or what scores you points? Takedowns, back points, escapes, all right? Reversals. Okay, what is all that? It's gain of something and loss of something.
Control.
Control, right? Control. Points are scored based off control. Gain of control, loss of control. Okay? Real simple. Now, freestyle guys. Right? Be freestyle guys. Freestyle's points are based off of what? Exposure, right? Exposure is the big points, right? We add control in, but exposure, okay? Now, in order to score points in freestyle, what do you have to have if I'm taking a guy down? What has to happen to his knees? They have to touch the mat. So here's what I'm getting at, right? I wanted to get to that point. Knees have to hit the mat. So a lot of guys, you're going to do this. Alexander Fedzayev was so good at this, right? But he stressed this point. You have to pull a guy to the mat. You have to pull him down. Not lift him up, you have to pull him down, right? He's sprawling, he's going to be reacting anyways, right? Here, Hagen starts to sprawl, right? He's reacting anyway. When I step up, I change the other direction, I have to pull him down. If I don't get him to his far knee and his far hand, number one, for freestyle, you're not going to get the points. Number two, it's going to be very difficult for me to score. Here's what I'm saying. I have to get him to there, right? I have to get him down. Now, once I get this guy down to the mat, all right? Once I get him down, now we have to concentrate on the finishing. We've worked on the position. We've worked on how to get our hips out of the way. Now we have to concentrate here. Guys, pay attention here. Pay attention because this isn't hard. Okay, this isn't hard. This hand motion stuff is not hard at all. You've done it already on a step across, but you guys, you get lazy here and you just try to jump across or you try to go reach around his back. I am not doing this. I'm not jumping both arms across to a double. Okay, if I go to jump both arms across here to a double leg, Hayden, he's tough, right? All he's gonna do is he's gonna curl his right leg, he's gonna square up with me. Right now, I'm fighting his front headlock. If I try to jump my back arm across, left hand, if I try to go across to his far ankle and drive, right, he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna curl his right leg back. There, I start to get extended. I fight his front headlock. Very strict here. Left hand stays on his ankle. Left hand stays right here on his ankle. That way, when I go to shift across, if he tries to pull that leg back, look what I have. Right, I have his whole knee right here on the inside. I have that whole thing locked out. Not only do I have his knee locked down, but I have his hip locked out. There, I can drive, finish, and get my point. From here, right hand wraps the butt, left hand takes the calf, knee sprawl. Curl leg up, I change elbow direction, pull down. From here, my right hand comes right off the butt cheek. I shift across to the double. You guys see that? I'm not doing this, right? I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to circle up around his waist. None of that. I stay strict, left hand on the calf or on the ankle. There, I drive across and get my point. Okay? Want to go through that? We have the change level, change direction, pull down. Now let's work on the finish, driving across. We'll have the shot in next, and we're going to hit these. We're going to crank these things out. Cool? Everybody awake? Let's go 1, 2.